Welcome to Buckingham Business Review. I'm Bernie Wolford, your host. I am president and founder of Buckingham Associates. Our video magazine deals with the intersection of strategy, tactics, and people. We bring in leading business executives and community leaders to talk about how they are navigating and achieving their goals in this difficult economic environment. For the past few shows, we've had the privilege and honor of having with us Mr. Craig Lesser, former Commissioner of Georgia Economic Development. He's now a Managing Director of Pendleton, a consulting firm. And we wanted to bring Craig back one additional time, unplanned, but he was gracious enough to consent to be with us again, to talk about Kia. Many people know, but for those of you who don't know, the Kia story, of course, is a fabulous case study about attracting a large international company to the state of Georgia. And that, of course, happened on Craig's watch. He's very humble, he shares credit, but we want to understand how that happened so that others can learn from it and perhaps make it happen again. So Craig, welcome back, and let's just dive right in. How did Kia decide to come to South Georgia?
Well, thank you for the opportunity to discuss it. It was a great honor to be associated with a team that worked with Kia and to be part of this great success for the state of Georgia. And many people worked on that and brought it to fruition. We had the right place, the right time for the Kia management that really wanted to be in the Southeast. They wanted to share some of their vendors that, of course, Hyundai in Montgomery, Alabama is a sister company, and they wanted to share some of those vendors. So they were looking at Tennessee, Mississippi, Georgia, the surrounding states around Alabama. Well, we were very fortunate in getting a call one night from the then president of the international unit, Mr. Byung-Mo An, who wanted to know. He called me in my office at about 6:30 at night, just before Thanksgiving, and said, would you be interested, do you think the state of Georgia would be interested in $1.5 billion investment in the state? And I thought to myself, for about one split millisecond,
there you go.
Yes, absolutely, of course. And his immediate response was, well, do you have a map in front of you? Because he wanted to talk. He wanted to get right to it.
Wow.
And we began discussions and negotiations within 3 days. It took 11 weeks to sign the agreement. That is the shortest time frame for negotiating an agreement with a foreign automobile manufacturer.
11 months would sound more reasonable to me.
It took 11 weeks.
Wow.
They knew what they wanted, we knew what we wanted.
Wow.
And we had some ups and downs during the negotiation, but it was brilliant. One quick story that I must share that tells you about how focused they were and what kind of incredible people the managers of Kia, including Mr. An, were through this entire process, because we developed a relationship, something that we've talked about in a previous segment. Relationships are so important. We had come to a verbal agreement about coming to Georgia, and we heard rumors that another state had decided to up the ante significantly in terms of some incentives, upping it significantly enough that it was something that we thought they would probably want to consider. And I asked Mr. An, I said, how can you not consider another opportunity, even though we have come to a verbal agreement? And he said in a way that I couldn't say, Bernie, and you probably couldn't say, it wouldn't have the same impact. He said, Commissioner, I'm about to get married. How could I date another woman?
Fabulous. So,
and we went over to Korea, signed the agreement, and now a recent study in the last few weeks has indicated that the impact of Kia and its presence in Georgia and all of its suppliers is about $4 billion a year to the state.
Wow, wow. I was about to say, this is end of January 2012, and in the news this week, the governor was down at West Point with the Kia officials talking about a third shift, 60,000 more square feet, 360,000 units per year, new production. That's the gift that keeps on giving. What a success story on top of success on top of success. And of course, you saw it all from the formation. So how gratifying is that?
Well, very proud to have been associated with the single most important foreign investment ever made in Georgia, and something that I'll never forget being a part of.
Fabulous. Well, Craig, once again, thank you for coming on, sharing your experience, your knowledge. We welcome you to join us again on Buckingham Business Review. We're going to come back with Craig and do one more segment, And the focus will be the World Chamber of Commerce, an organization I've seen from the inside and have watched here in Atlanta. Not quite the story of Kia, but just as impressive. So this is your host, Bernie Wolford. We look forward to seeing you again on Buckingham Business Review.